Sarah's brother-in-law tossed his keys at my chest and said, "Don't scratch the rim, sport. The valet stand is fully staffed, but you look like you need the practice." I wasn't the valet. I was the boyfriend. I was wearing a $20 button-down from Target. He was wearing a Patek Philippe that cost more than my parents' mortgage. I stood in the marble foyer of the Sterling estate, holding the keys to a McLaren I couldn't afford to insure, while Sarah's family laughed. Her father, Mr. Sterling, stood at the top of the grand staircase. He owned 60 hotels across Europe. He didn't laugh. He watched me catch the keys. He watched me place them gently on the side table without a word. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't explain that I was a master mechanic certified in 3 states. I walked into the dining room and sat in silence while they discussed capital gains tax and summering in the Hamptons. I felt like a contagion, a stain on their silk tablecloth. I decided to break up with Sarah that night. I couldn't bridge the gap. But as I was leaving, the butler intercepted me. "Mr. Sterling requires your presence in the south garage." I walked down the long hallway. I expected a bribe, a check for $50,000 to disappear. I entered the garage. It wasn't a garage, it was a cathedral of horsepower. Vintage Ferraris, pre-war Bugattis, and in the center, a 1967 Shelby Cobra, hood up, engine silent. Sterling was standing there, sleeves rolled up, grease on his hands. He looked frustrated. "The starter solenoid is clicking," he grunted, not looking at me. "My specialist says the wiring harness is shot. He wants to strip the chassis." I walked over. I didn't ask permission. I looked at the block. I saw the problem in 10 seconds. "It's not the harness," I said. "The ground wire on the battery negative is corroded. It's creating a resistance loop." Sterling looked at me. "You sure? Give me a wire brush and a wrench." Hour 1, I cleaned the terminal. Hour 2, I realized the carburetor float was stuck. I rebuilt it on the spot using a rag and a screwdriver. Hour 3, we didn't speak. We worked. I handed him tools before he asked for them. We bled the brake lines. We tuned the timing belt by ear. For 3 hours, he wasn't a billionaire. He was a gearhead. At 2 a.m., I wiped my hands on a shop rag. "Turn it over," I said. Sterling got in the driver's seat. He turned the key. The V8 roared to life. A perfect, guttural idle. The sound bounced off the polished floors. Sterling killed the engine. The silence returned. He looked at me. His eyes were different. The shark gaze was gone. "You know why I hate these dinners?" he asked, leaning against the fender. "Because the food is cold. Because everyone upstairs asks me for money," he said. "They ask for connections. They ask for clout. You spent 4 hours with me and didn't ask for a dime. You just fixed the car." He pulled a checkbook from his oily coveralls. I stiffened. "I don't want your money, sir." "Shut up," he said. "This isn't a gift. It's seed capital." He wrote a check. $250,000. "Open a shop. A real one. High-end restoration. I want 15% equity. And you maintain my fleet exclusively." I took the check. Year 1, I opened Apex Restorations. I worked 7 days a week. Year 2, we secured the contract for the Regional Classic Car Show. Revenue hit $1.2 million. Year 3, I bought out Sterling's 15%. He refused to cash the check. He framed it instead. Last Saturday, I hosted a barbecue at my own estate. Sarah's brother-in-law pulled up in the McLaren. It was making a knocking sound. "Hey," he asked, looking at my driveway full of clients. "Can you take a look at this? It's acting up." "Appointments only," I said, sipping my beer. "And my labor rate just went up." Mr. Sterling walked out of my garage, wearing old jeans and holding a wrench. "Park it on the street," Sterling told him. "We're working on the 67, and we don't need the practice."